All right, so you're a restaurant and you're looking to grow your business. What do you need? You need new customers to the front door, you need butts and seats, you need more online orders, you need retention of those customers so that your revenue continues to increase without your COGS being too high of acquiring customer. Because we already know your cost for operations is way too high to continue to pay 30, 40, 50, $60 to get new customers walk through your front door. So how do you do it? Well, in 2025, you have 10 million options, everything from billboards, radio, television, direct physical advertisement, and then there's the digital world. And the digital world has allowed restaurant owners to understand exactly how to acquire their customer, understand the cost per acquisition of their customer, and be able to scale that acquisition process. And I want to show you exactly how we're doing that for a restaurant here. I'm going to use an example of Gumpy's. Gumpy's is a pizza restaurant located in the state of Texas, and they came to us looking to acquire only new consumers. Their business was doing great, but they weren't seeing the year-over-year increase in revenue that they were looking for new consumer acquisition. So we put together a 3-tiered advertising system. First, using Google advertising, then Meta advertising, which is Facebook and Instagram, and finally TikTok advertising because their local consumer base is a little bit younger. Let's start off with Meta ads and show you exactly what we're doing and how you as the business owner should be seeing your advertising and the return that you're getting from it. Okay, so now we're on the back end of Meta ads. Meta advertising is super powerful for 3 major reasons. One, the visual effect. We're able to put a piece of creative in front of potential consumers that show exactly your restaurant. And we help develop that too. Everything from creating awesome, engaging videos like this one that are funny and based around humor, all the way to developing really simple imagery that will be designed to drive consumers through your front door. All of these pieces of creative, from UGC style content to actual direct promotions of the product, will allow your potential customers to see your business before they've ever walked through your front door. But the question is what's the type of revenue that this is actually bringing back? Well, we're going to look at data from January 1st of this year to today, May 27th, and give a deep dive of what we're actually doing here. So we spent about $5,880 on this platform. And I want to show you that all this data is what everyone else reports on. How many people saw it? Over 1 million people saw it. How many people clicked over into the website? And, what's my cost per click, CPC, blah, blah, blah. All of that's irrelevant for you as a restaurant owner because the only thing that you actually care about is purchases. How many purchases actually happen? So for the $5,880 that we spent, we generated 559 direct online sales. So this doesn't include foot traffic. This doesn't include any ad promotions or any purchases that happen off of our advertisement. This is simply they saw our ad, they clicked our ad, they made a purchase. That 559 sales led to $18,000 in revenue. They gave us $5,800. We give them $18,175 in total revenue to get a whopping 3x return on their investment from the Meta platform. Now, this seems great, but to be totally honest, a 3x return for a restaurant is almost break even. We understand that with your operating costs, your cost of goods, your employee costs, everything that comes into your business, it's a high cost and your margins are slim. So how do we actually ensure that these consumers continue to come back time and time again? Well, we help you in your internal processes with your email marketing, help you in the internal process of understanding how to retain your customers and how to communicate them a little bit differently so they come back for a second visit. But we don't just acquire customers off Facebook and Instagram. Yes, that platform is great, but it's mainly for consumers over the age of 25. And a lot of the Facebook consumers are over the age of 35 at this point. And we wanted some younger consumers coming into Gumpy's. So what did we do? We dove into TikTok advertising. If I take the TikTok data and I go back to the beginning of this year, January 1st to today, you will see on this platform, we spent $4,572. We've generated a total of 511 sales. Our cost per sale was $8.95. And with that $5,000, we generated $15,000 in revenue. Again, a 3x return on ad spend. Now, we know with Gumpy's, with their margins and their positioning in the market, this is actually profitable at new customer acquisition. And that's great. But the results can get better. And that's the crazy thing, is that when you combine platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with the ultimate conversion platform, which is Google advertising, you inform consumers visually through your ads and show them what your business has to entail. And then with the Google advertising, we close that consumer when they go to Google Maps to look for a pizza place near them, or if they go and they search up best pizza in my area. We're able to put Gumpy's at the top of that list to bring in results like this. So again, we're going January 1st to May 27th. If we look at the data down here of all the campaigns that we run, we spent $4,269, a little bit less on Google and the other platforms. Why? Because we know that Meta will show us new customers. It'll bring us into the visuals and the representation to new customers, while Google helps close the customers. But even though we've spent less on this platform, $4,269, we generated $67,000 in online sales. And this is just accounting for online sales, right? With a 15.585 return on ad spend. So every dollar they put into Google, they got $15 back. This is profitability. This is true profit, especially because this revenue and this cost to acquire a customer of $2.22 is only for the online purchases. It does not account for the 4,051 store visits that we brought to their location. So not only were we able to generate 1,927 online sales, we brought another 4,000 people through their front door and put those butts in seats. Here at Kaizen Marketing Agency, we believe that every restaurant should have the opportunity to grow their business, and they should have full transparency on what it takes to be successful. How do we find this level of success? Through these platforms where most of you have probably boosted a post before. Most of you have tried to grow your business before on these platforms and didn't work. What's the difference? The difference is two major things. One, we believe in transparency. So what does that mean? We communicate with you very openly, with success or with failures. We come and talk to you directly on the onboarding call to understand, do you have offers that will bring in new customers? Do you have the creative that will actually represent your business correctly? Do you have the positioning in the market to understand what drives the highest level of interest when that interest comes in and how to leverage it to get the best overall results? And we have thousands of studies from hundreds of different businesses of showing exactly how we found success that we give to you for front facing to ensure you understand the common denominators around success in a restaurant. And two, we make sure we put together a scientific testing program. We have a very, very concentrated program where our number one goal is to find the answer of what generates you revenue. That means we had to implement tracking onto your website to see the revenue come in. That means that we have to build out an ad account that has all of the stages needed to actually test your headline, your messaging, your creative, your audience profile, and finally the scalability of all those aspects to understand what do we need to say to new customers, what do we need to show to new customers to be successful. We want to dive back into this Meta account here, and you want to look at any of the testing that we've done. We've tested 95 different audience profiles and over 120 pieces of creative to find success like this for Gumpies. It doesn't come overnight. And as you can see, even in our campaigns, when we're running this advertisement, you're seeing all these different things, all these different tests. They have vastly different cost per results and vastly different degrees of revenue. We're only able to find this information through the sweat equity that we put into your account and the care and the passion that we have for one thing: generating profit for your business. Revenue is awesome, but you can give me $1 million and I can make you $500,000 and say I've generated revenue, but it's not profit. Generating profit is a bold statement, and we stand by it truly. Kaizen is a Japanese business philosophy that means 1% progression every single day, making small steps to a larger goal. And that larger goal is growth in your business. And the small steps that we take every day is the scientific testing that you're seeing here, the communication that we have with you as the business owner. And the best part out of all of this is that you own it 100%. When we are done working with each other, as we are working with each other, you have direct access to all of your ad accounts, to all of your tracking. It means at any point, if you don't like my face, if you don't like my employees, if you don't like the Kaizen business and you want to separate it and do it yourself, or you want to bring somebody in-house and take control of it, you don't lose everything. Only 3% of consumers are ready to buy today. The other 97% of consumers are being nurtured with your advertising dollars and they're ready to buy tomorrow. But as soon as you cut off from your current marketing agency and you don't own your ad account, you don't own your tracking, you lose 97% of the consumers that you have been nurturing to come into your business. And we don't find that fair. We don't find that ethical in any way, shape, or form. So we want to give that back to you. And our final guarantee: if we don't find profitability in 60 days, we cancel the contract. We hand you all of your ad accounts, all of your creative, all of the testing that we've done, clear information of everything, and we let you take it over. We know within 60 days that we work so hard to build these systems into your business that if we don't find profitability, it's an error within the business structure. And we've proven that time and time and time again. So the question is, are you ready to put in these advertising machines internal to your business so that you have the understanding about what it costs to get a customer, what you need to say to acquire that customer, and how large you can actually scale your company's revenue and profitability through real digital advertising in 2025? My name is Kyle Berry. I'm the CEO of Kaizen Marketing Agency. Super excited for you guys to watch this video and excited for the opportunity to help you grow your restaurant. I still have the oil scars and the burns on my hands from the restaurant that I grew up in my family's business. And I truly have a passion for growing restaurants and a care to make sure that if you're fitting good food and you developed a great ambiance and you love your restaurant, the local consumer should love you too. And we can help you do that.